But anyways, on to the next map, Othello. Othello, of course, we saw a much better game. ZVP here, basically every time. You know, Zerg does normally a very good job on this map. Even when Rhett fell way behind, he had a moment where he came back and was doing quite well. So hopefully we're going to see, you know, a better game here. What do you think about Othello PvZ here, Jill?
Well, it is a better map for Zerg in that your third base is very close, so you can defend them with one creep colony or one sunk colony, excuse me. And having 1 point of defense really helps Zerg out. On Wuthering, they have to spread out too much. Othello, they can just consolidate it and consolidate their defense. In doing that, they can make pure drones. ZVP is all about how many drones you get out in the early game, and I mean there's tons of opportunity for Zerg to come back after that into the mid game. The one thing that Protoss does have here is a lot of harassment opportunities. There's a lot of terrain, a lot of ways to go, and a lot of drop opportunities. So I really think that if Rondo can step up to that, he can show a good game here. But I gotta say the map is in the advantage of DinOt.
It's showtime.
Okay, and here we go. We have Game 2, Rondo versus DinOt, round of 16, Razer TSL. Very exciting. Rondo took that first game convincingly, so he starts out 1-0, and we have DinOt here as Zerg, top left of Othello. We have Rondo, bottom left, as Protoss. Now, do you think that we're going to see Rondo maybe mix in some cheese that he was so comfortable with in the round of 32 here, or is he going to play it comfortable again, Jill?
It's really hard to say. The rush distance is pretty far here, so cheesing like cannon rushes doesn't seem too viable in my mind. I think double gate could be viable, a proxy double gate, or even kind of cannoning in the main on the hill actually behind the natural. But just given the map, I wouldn't think he would cheese on this. I would think he would save it for game 3.
Yeah, you may be right there, and you know, this is definitely the most important event that DinOt and Rondo have ever played in. So we're definitely seeing their best strategies, what they think is going to give them the win here. I mean, there's no fooling around in TSL. This is really important, really high level. And we see that DinOt is going for a pool before the expand. So he's playing it pretty safe here. And oh, look at that. Oh no, it's just the extractor trick. He wants red supply already. That is kind of cheap if you ask me. 10 drones, wow. And Rondo opens up with the forge first, and that is correct. His drone is up there scouting, so he sees the pool first. He will be safe from it by getting his cannons before the Nexus.
Yeah, a lot of people think by scouting a 9 pool that Protoss comes out ahead, but they actually come out completely even. If you 9 pool and force Protoss to make 2 cannons and then you expand yourself after 6 Zerglings, you come out even through the mid game. And you can actually come out ahead in that if Protoss isn't used to fighting a 9 pool, their timings will be thrown off. Whereas you, Zerg, dictating the play, obviously have more of a feeling for the timing. It's just going to come down to if DinOt can get his hatchery down, and he snuck a drone around coming into his natural, so a really nice play there. He gets his hatchery up uncontested as natural. That really helps out a lot. And unfortunately, DinOt is chasing the scouting probe around. This is really a pet peeve of mine, when people 9 pool and then make 6 Zerglings to kill the probe. We can see that Rondo only was forced to make 1 cannon as a result and got his Nexus down faster. So the mid game is going to go to Rondo. He's going to come out slightly ahead.
You know, that is a good point. You know, you're making the Zerglings, if you chase that probe around, they're definitely going to make the Nexus before the second cannon, as we see here. So Rondo, I mean, he knows how to play, definitely. This guy is not just a cheeser. I mean, he is a player for sure, and you know, maybe he's a threat in this TSL. New up and comer. It's pretty exciting to see, really. Now, DinOt looks like he is taking his expand, as you said. Are we going to see a quick third base? Probably, yeah. I would say so. How about you, Chill?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. He's sending the drone out. It's a little late, but not too bad. He looks like he's coming around to the third base. We can see the gateway is up now in front of the cannons to keep that tight, stop Zergling run-bys. Assimilator down now, following the standard Protoss opening. Everything looks tight from Rondo. Everything looks good for DinOt. They're gonna move into the mid game pretty quickly here. I expect to see only drones now from Zerg, maybe a fourth hatchery before Assimilator, just to catch up his economy so we can pump those drones going through into the mid game.
Certainly, and DinOt taking his third base, so definitely we're not going to be seeing all-ins from DinOt this game. You know, that maybe is just withering. It is a hard ZVP map, so you know, I think that we're going to see some straight-up games from DinOt here from now on. He's definitely going to want to come back and take this match out 2-1. You know, he doesn't want to get it yet for sure. Still no gas for DinOt here. A little bit odd. Zerg can get gas this early if they want, but okay. And Protoss getting the core ready. He loses those two cannons. Oh my god, I wasn't watching. I'm sorry. But looks like the Zerglings all died, and popping out some more Zerglings. Looks like about 8 more Zerglings coming out of DinOt's base. No speed yet, but he will force Rondo to put up these cannons again. Maybe Rondo wants to block with the probes a little bit better. He does have that scout probe going around. He sees the Zerglings leaving the base, so shouldn't be a problem this time.
Yep, and putting down a fourth hatchery just after the Overlord from DinOt. We're gonna expect to see gas at this point, and he's just trying to make a few more Zerglings to control Rondo, keep him in his base, keep scouting probes out. I doubt he's gonna move in here now that there's a Zealot out. We can see +1 is researching, and we have a Citadel of Adun down. So clearly +1 Zealot rush. And DinOt being cute here, sneaking a few Zerglings around the side, noticing that he can get that generator. That's a really nice play and really observant. If he can kill that generator, he can sneak through into the main base. And this could actually be a problem for Rondo. He's putting down a cannon, realizing how big a deal it is. And he's coming out with a second Zealot. That gets surrounded very quickly. Beautiful micro by DinOt here. Rondo really just is forced to give up the generator, but DinOt, realizing there's 2 Zealots, moves back. But that was a really nice play, forcing extra cannon. Never a small deal this early in the game from Protoss.
Definitely, and that extra minerals, I mean, right now DinOt to me is looking in good position, because we see Rondo, he's going for the +1 legs with Zealots, and already he lost his first 2 cans, had to rebuild, and then had to rebuild that third. So his Zealot rush is actually going to be really, really slow. I mean, it's been slowed down quite a bit. You know, that +1 is going to finish before he's ready to go, I think. He's not going to have as many Zealots as he would have wanted. And we see here a layer going up, and as well as the Hydralisk Den for DinOt. So I'm thinking we're probably going to see some lurkers here. DinOt already on 4 hatches, so to me it looks like he is really playing very well this game. And he is pulling ahead right now.
Yeah, and the beautiful thing about these positions for DinOt is he can set up a simple sunken wall just west of this third base, and that'll block both bases very easily. And that'll stall pretty simply for him to get lurkers, but it looks like he's actually getting Hydralisk speed, which I think is strange. He might be suspecting Bisu, though there isn't an Overlord in Rondo's main, so maybe DinOt is playing blind. I wouldn't expect him to get Hydra speed against +1 rush, but it is one way to deal with it. Make a ton of Hydras just to defend. Still no other tech from DinOt at this point. We just see gas at his natural, indicating that he will be switching over to some sort of gas-heavy tech at some point.
You know, we did see last game DinOt had some excellent micro at the end against those speed Zealots, even with his speed Hydralisk. So, you know, maybe he's going for, you know, micro against these with a lot of Hydras, then go bust up your cannons, because, you know, lurkers, they aren't so good against cannons, where Hydras are a little bit better for the price. So that may be one of his thinking. Here Rondo goes, bringing up a lot of speed Zealots. He's got the +1, and DinOt coming down with the Hydras, attacking into him. The drone's going over to block. He realizes there's a lot of Zealots here. He's got to try to hold it. His drones are helping out, And the Sunken taking some pot shots. He's running back to his other Sunkens. He's got about 4 Sunkens in a second here. And the Zealots running back to where the drones are. And the drones just bouncing all over the Zealots, making them jump around. And he backs off. And look at this. The Zerglings come up to flank and take out a Zealot really quickly. Nice little move there. And the Hydra's chasing. This is why I get the speed. This is a really nice, you know, Tornado Zerg, or whatever you call it, Sauron Zerg. He's getting a lot of units to defend, and I like it. This is very nice style against what Rondo is doing here.
Yeah, we can see Overlord speed coming from the lair and Hydralisk range, so this has got to be a timing Zerg natural break. And if we look at the timing of the Overlord speed, if we look at the timing of the Hydralisk range against Psionic Storm, I think there could be a small window where DinOt could work. But if his timing is any less than perfect, he's going to walk in and eat tons of Psionic Storms from these 3 High Templar as soon as it finishes. It looks like he's stalling. He might be waiting for range. If he waits for range, he's going to be in trouble because Psionic Storm is researching very quickly. It's about 3/4 done. And if DinOt misses his timing, it's going to be unfortunate if he does decide to attack. If he's just controlling the map, then he'll be fine. He can play. He can move on to Lurkers. He can move on to Sauron, just mass expansions. But if he does decide to attack, it's going to be a disaster.
So true. These Templars are gaining energy by the moment. Psystorm just finishing right now. And Lurker is actually starting for DinOt. He's researching Lurkers, so he does have that range done. But if he attacks now into that natural with a clump, I mean, things could go sour really quickly. He's got a lot of High Templars, a lot of Speed Zealots, and this is going to be a very important attack we're seeing here. Rondo moving into the middle of the map. He has, what is this, a group, maybe 16 Speed Zealots and 5 High Templars behind him. That is a lot of High Templars. And meanwhile, there's only 1 Sunken at this third base of DinOt. He's pumping a lot of Hydras, though. It looks like he has almost 3 groups. And here we go. They're trying to come down to pick off some High Templars. The Storm goes up, picks off 1 High Templar. Nice move there. Rondo engages with just part of his army. Not a nice move there. Oh, nice Storm on those Hydras. He takes down about 5 Zealots attacking into the Hydras. A nice Storm on him. Very nice battle micro here by DinOt. But no, another Storm. It kills so many Hydras. No, Rondo pulling ahead right there. And Zealots go up trying to clean out these Hydra lists, but they have to run away. Too many being rallied out of these 4 hatches of DinOt. And right now, only 1 High Templar left. Does it have energy? No, it does not have enough for a Storm yet, so he backs off wisely, having to morph 2 into an Archon just in case. But more units coming. He's got a few Dragoons, another High Templar coming up. But DinOt is being very aggressive with these Hydras, pushing him back. He's micro very good with Hydras, really. Meanwhile, at home, DinOt is morphing a few Lurkers. Now, what is he going to do with these? I'm not too sure. Maybe just to help fend off all of these Speed Zealots if he spreads them out well. And right now, Rondo, it looks like he's taking his third base. It's going to be the 6 o'clock mineral only. A couple of Zerglings have already scouted it, along with an Overlord. So DinOt definitely knows it's there, and he's going to want to hit that pretty quickly. He does not want the Protoss to get another mining facility up.
Yeah, I keep checking back for drop because that seems like the only logical follow-up for DinOt, but it's not coming. Looks like he's playing just standard Hydra Lurker and no evolution chambers, so the longer this game goes, the more Rondo's upgrades are going to compound. He's already at +2, I believe. Yes, he is. And this is a key attack right here. DinOt is coming around with Hydra Lurker, trying to flank around to the 6 o'clock. Observers aren't out yet, but the observatory is not down. Oh, it is at the natural. Okay, so observers should be out soon. Hydra's in position to flank around 6. Here they go. They should be able to tear this Nexus down with the Lurkers and just keep the base count more in his favor. But he's killing the pylon, giving his army's position away. Rondo hasn't reacted yet. Still moving up. Is he just going to counter? Looks like he's still running up towards the Zerg third. Looks like he's canceling or giving up his third base to move in towards Zerg. This is a very gutsy move if he decides to do it. No, he's now bringing his army back to deal with the Zerg army.
Oh, that is sad for my eyes to see. Rondo just was indecisive there. That was the only wrong move that he really could make. He didn't save it. He didn't counter. He just kind of ran around in the middle. It looked like he was going back, then it looked like he was attacking, then he came back, and DinOt's army had already moved. So Rondo there dropping the ball. He didn't make his decision quick enough, and it really paid off for DinOt. DinOt right now taking his 4th base up at the 12 o'clock mineral only. So he's morphing a lot more lurkers, getting even more Hydralisks. Still no evos, so he's probably looking for a mid-game huge macro kill because Rondo, as you said, +2 attack, his upgrades are just killing. And it looks like Rondo's ready to attack now. DinOt with half his army on the right side of the map, so if he attacks now, it's going to take a minute for him to get back there. A lot of lurkers broed. Here he goes. Zealot's running into the sunken colony. Storm's going off on some of these lurkers, and oh my god, Rondo just plowing through a few sunkens, plowing through what DinOt has there, but DinOt is coming around the sides. He is hitting from behind, flanking the entire Protoss army, and the Protoss army just melts to those Hydras and lurkers. Oh my god, nice move there by DinOt. Flanks him. Oh, kills Rondo's whole army. DinOt playing very nicely now, and Rondo looks like he may be cracking just a little bit under the pressure here.
Yeah, that flank was ridiculous. I don't know if you saw the supplies beforehand, but I believe DinOt was around 80 and Rondo was around 130. Now DinOt is completely in the lead. He's at around 80 supply. Rondo forced to put up some Psystorms with his army out of position. He's going to lose his entire army, and he's going to lose map control. And that is going to spell trouble. Losing map control down a base against a Zerg player. That I don't even know if Rondo can get back into this game. The one thing he does have going for him is upgrades, but he's gonna have to fight and take a base almost immediately. He's lost a lot of High Templar. We can see in his gateways tons of units queued. He needs to make a few more gateways, get his macro back under control, and then I think he'll be back in the game. But DinOt looks calm and collected now. He's got map control. He can pretty much do what he wants. He's throwing down 3 evolution chambers now. Gonna expect to see Hive. He's got a Spire going, so just taking this pause in the action to get all his infrastructure set up. A really smart play by DinOt.
It is, and we see Rondo's choice of getting back in. He knows he's behind. He knows he has to do something right now or the game is gone. And he has 2 High Templars in a shuttle going north on the left side of the map. And here we go. It looks like he's going to hit this main, but DinOt sees it way in advance, pulls every drone off those minerals. So DinOt is on top of things. He's staring at that mini-map. He's saying, you know what? You're not moving anywhere, buddy. And the drop goes, drops the Templar, does a couple storms. He only kills, looks like about, oh, he kills about 4 or 5 Hydras, but still he loses the shuttle. He loses both High Templars. Rondo falling further and further behind. Meantime, he's taking 6 o'clock, while DinOt looks like he's just scouting with his army in the top right of the map. Rondo is actually falling behind in supply very shortly here. He's got about 110 to DinOt's 100, but DinOt is just getting ready to roll, I think, here. Rondo is getting very far behind. Not enough Templars to really hold off this huge massing that DinOt has planned for him.
Yeah, we can see the supplies are evening. Rondo at 120, DinOt at 100. That's about even in a Protoss vs Zerg. You're going to want to, if you're even with the Zerg, you're going to be about 20 ahead in supply. But unfortunately, you're also going to be down 1 base as a Protoss. But we can see that Rondo is down 2 bases, so he's actually behind a base, trying to equalize that by taking 6. But DinOt is also taking the top right natural. So even if Rondo secures his 6 o'clock base, which I'm not sure he can, he does have the choke there to defend it. He'll still be down a base and have to get something done. He has shown some great patience and some good micro, some good storms. DinOt moving in here. Lurkers burrowed, unfortunately out of position. Storm on a few Hydras. Good storm there. A lot of Hydras clumped up looking for storms, and the Lurkers actually get stormed. 3 of those Lurkers taking damage from the storm, and the Observer is out of position, or I don't know where it is. Now the Lurkers get taken out. A huge storm, dear God, taking out tons of those Hydralisks, and Rondo is clawing back into this game. He rolls over DinOt's army and takes back map control. He's now rolling into the middle of the map. It'll be interesting to see if he rolls into one of these expansions and can equalize the expansion count.
No, that DinOt was just so out of position there. All his units were clumped. He's trying to attack through this tiny little choke. A big mistake for him there. Maybe the first of the game, but that was a mistake that is bringing Rondo right back into it. Rondo with +3 attack, +1 carapace, or rather armor, because he's not Zerg. And we got DinOt still no upgrades, but he's throwing up a bunch of sunkens. He realizes that he's in a bad place right now. But Rondo, ton of Dragoons. Dragoons rip down Sunkens like you've never seen. And here he goes. It looks like he's going to attack this 12 o'clock base. If he can totally destroy this base, he can definitely get back into this game. And there he goes. But no, he runs back as the Hydras come up. Too many Sunkens, too many Lurkers. Rondo goes to pick a different battle. And not a bad choice, because there's this naked hatchery over on the right. And there he goes. No sense in even going after that DinOt. That base is gone. Meanwhile, DinOt is 1-1 finishes. Out of 1-1-1. He's got 1 melee, 1 range, and 1 carapace, so he is fighting back into the upgrade wars while getting his hive in his main. And DinOt still in a decent position, but Rondo definitely showing some very good storms there and coming back into the game. He's taking the third base down at the bottom right, putting up a ton of cannons there. And if he gets this base up as well, and it looks like he's putting a robo there, so we should see some Reaver production pretty quickly. If he can start turtling, this could turn into a very long macro game.
Yeah, exactly, because by taking this bottom right base, that gives him a bit of control on the bottom right natural. And then if he gets that, I mean, the main is his, so that would be 6 bases for Protoss, plus his third natural, where these Zerglings are sitting at bottom left, is still basically his territory. So, I mean, if that happens, DinOt is going to have to come up with something. We can see he is researching melee because the Ultralisk Cavern is going down. Look at his gas, he's pressing 1500, clearly saving up for Ultralisk. Ultralisk, Hydralisk is pretty much the best unit combination in the game. If you had infinite minerals, you would make only that. And if DinOt gets that rolling with good upgrades, it's going to be extremely hard for Rondo to stop without, I suppose, Reavers, which is exactly what he's getting. So a really smart move. Just a few Zerglings moving in through the middle, looking to pick off random expansions like we saw in Ret versus Noni, and that's not going to get it done. Tons of cannons everywhere, helping to defend. He's moving in, he's going to take out this cannon, still a second cannon, that'll probably defend, and a Zelpack to help out, so that's not too much of an issue for Rondo, just basically trading units there.
Now, this is getting pretty wild, I gotta tell you. It's looks like DinOt is taking the whole top of the map. The whole top half is going to be his in just a moment here. Meanwhile, Rondo is just creeping across this map like a Reaver. Haha. And he is going to be in really good position if he gets a few more bases going here. I mean, right now his natural is mined out, his main is mined out, so he's really got 2 mining bases. And DinOt, in the meantime, this is a really good economy time for him. He's got 4 mining bases with 2 more making, but Zealot's hitting the top right natural. So it looks like that hatchery will go down. Meantime, some Zerglings down, killing the Reaver at the 4th base of Rondo. So keeps the Reaver count down just a little bit. He was suiciding those Zerglings in. Not sure if it matters that much right now, but okay. And Speed Zealots running back towards the middle. Looks like this is a really economy building, army building time. Neither of them can really attack right now and be too effective. Oh, and look at this. DinOt getting drops. What are these drops going to do to Rondo here, Jill?
It really depends where he goes. If he goes for the main, it could be devastating. You can see there's tons of cannons there. Rondo was expecting a mid-game drop, but now that we're up to hive units with Ultralisks and upgrades, it could be devastating. If he goes to this cliff over at the west side of the natural, we can see there's a Templar there sitting. It's got 2 storms, so that could really clean up this drop pretty easily. There's only it looks like it's a Hydra Lurker drop. It's coming in towards this natural. There's not much there. This should be stormed taken care of really easily. There goes the first storm. Second storm coming on now. It takes everything out, and that is just ineffective. But the one thing we do know now is that DinOt does have drop, and that will definitely be a factor in the later game. Looks like he's switching over to mostly Ultralisk production now. Just waiting to get Carapace. He's at 2-2. Ultralisk Carapace coming. That'll put him up to 4-2. And the last 2 upgrades are in the evolution chamber. Well, excuse me, Carapace is. That's a more important. And once he gets up to 5-3, that's just scary.
You're telling me that's scary. God, I'm a Terran player. That's ridiculous. And we see that Rondo right now, he's got excellent upgrades. +3 attack, +1 to the plasma shields now, and +2 to his Protoss armor. And here he goes. He's attacking into DinOt here. A lot of Lurkers, a lot of Sunkens, a lot of Hydras, and Ultras behind. So, kind of a weird time to attack, but okay, awesome. He's storming away, killing a lot of Hydras, killing all the Lurkers already, taking out that Nidus Canal to make him less mobile. The Ultras coming right in, bashing on these Dragoons, and a nice flank with the Hydras. That flank is really helping him out, just destroying those poor Dragoons from the side. It looked like Rondo was in a good position, but no, there's another flank by DinOt. He is really good at those unit movements, I tell you. He is all over the place with those Hydras flanking these huge Rondo armies.
Yeah, DinOt's tactics and mechanics just look incredible. I mean, Rondo had tons of Dragoons, which is what you would think you would want against Ultralisk, but we just see there, apparently if you're not Noonie, using Dragoons against Zerg is not a good idea. They just fall to combined efforts of Ultra Hydralisk. And now DinOt is positioning his army to come around to the bottom right. Rondo hasn't responded. His army is still sitting around kind of in the middle of the map by his natural. There's only a single Reaver here. The Ultralisk goes in. That gets immediately killed. Second wave coming in. The Reaver gets taken down. The cannons are going to fall, and this is going to get broken fairly easily. Rondo looks a little distracted dealing with some Ultras and Zerglings in the middle of the map. And then this Nexus is going to get taken down. Some Archons are flooding in now, trying to defend this. The Reaver trying to find cannon shelter. It can't do it. Everything's unpowered at this point, and all the Ultras get taken down, so there's only Hydras. So Rondo is actually going to defend this base. That's really surprising. Gets cleaned up nicely. I'm really actually surprised that he defended that so well.
You know, DinOt's getting kind of scary right now. I mean, his supply is going up above the Protoss supply by now. His main has mined out. His natural is going to go next. But he has taken the top right main, so that's really going to help him out. A lot of mineral patches there to refill his army. And it looks like he is loading up for another drop at his third base. Another 3 Overlords, mostly Zerglings. It's a good choice, really. You know, the Cracklings are so cheap. 8 of them in an Overlord. That costs like $3 or something to get that many. And he's going to drop him right and kill Protoss buildings as quickly as he can with them. And it looks like he's going to the same place. Rondo has only rebuilt 1 cannon there. The Templar is no longer there, so this drop certainly should be more effective. In the meantime, Rondo is going around the right side of the map. It looks like he wanted to go towards that top right, but he's going right back down as he sees an Ultra Sling army coming down towards 6 o'clock. He's going for this mineral base. If he takes this out, it could be huge. A few Zealots filtering in, trying to defend it. There are a lot of Ultras here. But DinOt attacking a pylon. What is he doing exactly? I'm not too sure. And meanwhile, the drop in Rondo's main, he's got about 12 Zerglings left. He's attacking gateways. That is annoying right there. Poor Rondo. He's got to get some units back to deal with those immediately. 2-3 cracks. Really hard. Sending in the DT, sending in the Zealots. But wow, looks like 2 gateways down so far. A third will drop. That is extremely annoying.
Yeah, this really gets to you mentally. Once your infrastructure gets ruined, it's very hard to force yourself to make those gateways again, get the rallies all set up. I mean, it's really just nice when everything flows. So these small Zergling drops, I mean, only killing a few gateways, but still, very cost effective and very effective in terms of disrupting Rondo's game flow. We can see in the meantime Rondo has reestablished his position at bottom right. He's taking the bottom right main with a pylon. There's a drop there with Zerglings. That's going to shut that down immediately. We can actually see a Stargate. So there could be a transition here to quite a Corsair army, which is one way of dealing with Ultralisk Zergling. Adding Dark Templar or adding Reavers with the Corsair. A huge drop loading at the third base. This time it's got Ultralisk Zerglings. That's flying towards the west side of the map, and that's going to be dropping the exact same position, it looks like.
And you know what, DinOt right now, he's really macroing like a pro. I mean, he's keeping his money down. He has got a lot of supply. He's got about almost 180 now against Rondo's almost 150, and his economy is way better. This drop looks very good, but if he drops right there with the Ultralists, those are going to be stuck back there, so that would be a mistake, and he knows it. So it looks like he is going through, and it looks like we're getting just a little bit of lag now. There it goes. Alright, and this drop could be just so deadly here. There's just no units in Rondo's base. He is going to have to send his entire army back, and there it goes. He sees it, he's like, oh crap. And then he turns around again. Oh, Rondo, no, Rondo, what are you doing? He's going to lose his main. He is going to counter instead of saving his main, so he's going to have to rebuild gateways somewhere else, but he is low on economy right now. It's going to be very hard to afford anything. Meanwhile, crackling drop at the bottom right main, making him cancel a bunch of buildings. DinOt playing very well. Attack going towards top right Protoss versus the Zerg base. There is a Nidus. There's, oh my god, Defilers now into the mix. Rondo forcing up the ramp. Looks like he lost his observer, so this lurker is just ripping him up. Psystorm's going off. Beautiful Psystorm right there. A ton of kills. But the Darkstorm goes up, and the Ultra Zergling makes Rondo retreat right away.
Yeah,
meanwhile, Rondo's
main
looking
makes
very
trash.
trash.
And the majority
that has to
of
hurt
the
right
Archon's attack, the direct attack, is ranged, so that doesn't count. So Archons only deal splash under Darkstorm, which makes them really ineffective against high armor units like Ultralisk. So you'll see late game Zergs typically adding Darkstorm to the mix of their Ultralisk against Protosses. And the loaded drops of DinOt now coming across at 6 o'clock, it's going to shut this base down. Rondo hasn't realized yet, he's not running his probes. They're still taking hits, and this entire base is going to get shut down. Rondo down to basically top right's third base and top right's natural. He's got a ton of Corsairs queued up. The only production he has other than that is robotics. I can't see how he could get back in this game, but I mean, he's been behind and shown us that he can get back before. With these Corsairs, he could kind of sneak in, kill a lot of Overlords, and maybe do something with Reavers. It's gonna have to be magic for him to get it done. The Ultralists now drop behind the mineral chunk. They're gonna get trapped in there. They're just chilling there, looking at that crystal formation, moving in towards the bottom right main. There's a Reaver there, some cannons, and we're gonna have to see if this will be able to shut this down. No, it won't against the cannon fire and the Reaver fire. And those Corsairs are gonna cut those Overlords down so easy.
Yeah, he's going to lose a lot of Overlords here, but, you know, DinOt still has 2k in the bank. He can replace them pretty easily. Right now, he has about twice the supply of Rondo, so, I mean, that's a painful place to be in Zerg, having twice your supply. You have to get so cost-efficient. Just concentrate on defense, because, obviously, you can't hurt him. You know, right now, Rondo just pumping Reavers. That's pretty much all he can make here. And we see a couple Ultras stuck behind the natural of the bottom right. He tried to get them through, but they were stuck, so he goes back, kills that pile, and they're not going to be too useful. He's going to have to get an Overlord in there to ferry him out, because they just do not fit. And Rondo just kind of rebuilding his base right now. I mean, if he lives much longer, I'll be somewhat surprised. DinOt sitting here maxed out. He has mined out his first 3 bases. His 4th is just about to be done, which leaves him just the top right main. He is getting the natural in the top right, but it is not up yet, and these Corsairs are having a field day on his Overlords. He doesn't have too much anti-air. You know, this could hurt him when he's dropping down to 1 base.
Yeah, I think had this game been played on Blue Storm, Rondo would have much more of a chance, because we could see a stalemate game working a lot better there. But unfortunately, there's tons of unmined bases here. DinOt still has access to top right second natural. He's taking the left base at 9 o'clock, and there's still the base at 3 o'clock, plus Rondo's second main. There's tons of bases. I don't think Rondo can really hope for much other than establishing these 3 bases, trying to get 200, and then trying to roll out then, but I mean, in doing that, he's going to give up map control to Reserve. You never want to do that. And
you know, Rondo would have to be some
really
sort of superhero, I think, to keep it going. And here comes some Ultras along the side. He sees a ton of Reavers and pulls them back. Doesn't lose anything yet, but looks like he's going to attack right in with his entire army. A maxed DinOt going right in, killing the couple only 1 Reaver going down. But DinOt, so many units against Rondo's very measly army of just a few Reavers, but Psystorm's going off. The Reavers really doing their weight in gold here. And will Rondo hold? No, he will not. Looks like he will be losing this base, and Rondo's going to drop down to just that bottom right main and the bottom right natural. Just 3 cannons. It looks like he will lose this expansion as well. I think that Rondo's going to be dead pretty quickly here. I don't expect for this game to last too much longer. But as I say that, the top middle base has been mined out by Zerg, so Zerg's economy is not that great. He can't replace this army very easily. And here comes some DTs with the Sayers, This is how you defend against the Ultras right here. The DTs are going to start ripping up these Ultras, 40 damage at a time. These Sayers are just keeping any detection away. And it looks like Rondo will lose his base, but he does have DTs, so he may in fact live through the attack.
Yeah, his supply has dropped down to 47 at this point, where DinOt is still sitting at 160, so I think he can just attack move in, take the pain from the Dark Templar, basically clean up here. I mean, DinOt really impressed me in this game. He played a really fluid transition from Hydra Lurker to this basically Saron, Ultralink, Hydra, Defiler, Scourge, Sunken Spore game that we saw. He has a complete game. And
indeed, and Rondo right then, he just lost two gateways, each with 3 Dark
I'm going to be
Templar
really
speed in
interested
it.
to see what
That
happens
can't be
on
good
the,
when all you have
on the
left is
third
one
game.
base. And this Nexus going into the deep yellow, going into the red almost. This is getting a little bit scary here for Rondo. It looks like he will be tapping out pretty quickly here. So, yeah, the third game, I'm getting pretty excited for right now. But Rondo not wanting to give up. DTs are pretty cheap. Oh, a plague on the DTs. Very nice. Don't need your overlords to see them now. And he's just pounding them, and Rondo leaves the game. GG. DinOt ties it up 1-1.
Yeah, that was a ridiculous game. I mean, DinOt started with that Hydralist that looked like he might be going kind of all in, and it looks like he basically gave up control to Rondo, but that huge flank in the middle, and then the Ultralist Hydralist flank was just too much. I mean, DinOt's mechanics and his tactics are just so strong.